Let's check out, go back to the report tab, and let's see if there is additional options which is enabled after we got the data. So we got this new measure and quick measure which are enabled, and we are going to create those in some time. So we are going to create a new columns and new. So if I click on a column, I will also get an option to create a new column under the column tool, and there are new measures which I can create, and those options are there. Now we have this table tools which is available. We have these external tools, same things are there. So but yes, additional options under modeling, like you, if you would have remember, new measure was disabled, quick measure was disabled, new table, new column was disabled, only new table was there, so that is now enabled. Okay, and in the home tab we have pretty much all the same things which are available right now here. And now what we can do is, if we drag something, we talked about what is the difference between when this city. So there are, so if you want to create a visual, there are multiple ways. Like actually I can click on a visual, then a visual will come, and then I can create a visual, or I can simply drag and put it here. Now because the city is of geography type, or has been categorized as city, we should see some kind of a map out here. And you can see that we have seen a map out here, and now I will see different type of things when we drag. Let's drag country also near to it. Okay, again we see a map, but what happens if I drag, let's say, company? We see this one. Let's see what happens if we drag a date. We see a, and see, we see a with the date hierarchy, and we will later explore all these options. Let's see what happens if we drag a number. Okay, so we see a bar visual by default. Okay, now what happens if I drag something else? Let's say if I drag hold time on this one. Okay, so you start seeing the size has gone to hold time. Okay, now here it is hold time, and let me drag, let's say, issue type out here. It's automatically, you will see it has been taken on the axis. Now this table is already a table, and if I drag, let's say, hold time here also, it is going to get as another column, and then it is aggregated. You can see that the one date is still one date. Okay, let's drag it here. Let's drag this time, let's say talk time, and we created one measure out there, total time. Let's drag that also and see what happens. See, same behavior, and this total time, remember, it is just behaving like a column only. There's no difference. Okay, everything is same, and everything is behaving like a column which is coming from the source. It is as good as column coming from source. Okay, so now you have seen a quick visualization also. Now what we have to do is we have to learn this DAX, and in the DAX we will learn quickly how to create columns and measures, and we will try to learn the difference. In Power Query we have seen something known as M, which is the language there. Now DAX is another language which is used in Power BI. So two things have been used. So what's the difference and where we are using it, and what is the purpose of using each one of them? Now if you wanted to do anything related to data preparation, so what do you mean by data preparation? Like we created a new table, we added new columns, we replace certain values, we might have some if else logic and all those. We want to combine two table, we want to split a table into two, and all those. These are more of a data preparation kind of a step. So data preparation, it should be done in the edit query or the Power Query or under the transform data mode. It is done best out there. So in this mode we should do, like, just like we have created one more table, we have added a column. Added column could be a one call which you can take at both the places. Now edit column is one more feature, that it increases the size of the table. It is added. So once we started discussing measure versus column, we see measure is only a definition while column adds to the data model. So should we add it? But according to me, that is a call based on performance. Like if I add a measure which actually has to work at line level on the runtime, and table is pretty heavy, is it good to have it added into the table as a column? Because it might increase the load time, because column increase the load time and measure increase the runtime. So it might better to increase the load time, but we'll learn all those things. So this layer, which is data transformation layer, is for the data preparation. The best suited is for data preparation. We can create new column, we can merge table, we can split tables. You have seen we have taken out the data from the table. We can add, remove columns. Like if I'm here and there are some unnecessary columns. Okay, like like here, if I want to say, okay, now no more I need issue, so I can go ahead and delete issue type. Okay, let's say we will hide it, we will not remove it from it, so I can remove it. And sometimes what happens, you see, if you see here, select and right click, you see two options basically. Remove other columns also is one option. So what should we do ideally, to, if you ask me, is if your file format could change a little bit, but whatever you have right now and you want to keep it without disturbance, you should select those columns and say remove other column. That what will happen is, next time even if more columns comes in, it is going to remove those columns, and this should be one of the very first step you are doing on that data. That's where you should do it. So that will give you an advantage that things getting removed at the first instance, instead of you selecting something. So removal of a column could be one preference which you can do. Then change data type and merge column, transformation, remove empty, and all those operations. Now when we have removed rows, we have shown you there are few more things like remove top rows. Now what does this remove top rows does is, like, you might have only getting a file every time which is top 10 rows are empty, or top 10 rows is something which you don't want to cover, so you can always say remove some top rows. Similarly, you can remove bottom rows also. Alternate rows, let's say you are getting a data where alternate rows are not having the great data, you can actually remove those. Now we have already explored remove duplicates and remove blanks and remove error. What happens sometime when you load the data might have some corruption. Now the moment data have some corruption, Power BI will give you error. In that case, what you can do is, if you don't need that data, if that data is not required, you can simply say remove errors. So that error rows will be removed. So all these operations, what we are doing here, we are discussing our data preparation step. We are preparing data to get analyzed. We are still not analyzing it. See, when we are here, we are still preparing it for analysis. It is still not getting analyzed. And that's where we say, okay, data preparation is best done in Power Query in M language. So take the advantage of this. I'll save and close out here. So what you have to do is, now you have to take this file and try out these steps. So load this file and then go ahead and remove blank rows, remove duplicate rows, create out a dimension from it, and try these steps out. If you have certain doubt, post it or do let us know. We will try to help you out it there. So we have shown you to create a table for issue type. Similarly, what you can do is, you could have actually tried of company name. So pause the video here and try that table out. And if you are unable to create, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to perform those steps quickly and leave it for you, so you can go ahead and check it out. So now I'm not going to speak, I'm just going to show those steps. So all of you who want to prepare for company, just pause the video here and prepare it, and then see, are your step matching with my steps. Pause here. So I'm doing for your reference now. I'm assuming that you might have already done that step, and this is how you would have done. Under the transform data, you would have gone to call center table, then you would go to company, right click on the company, and you say add as new query. In the new query, you would have went ahead and say remove duplicates, and then convert to table. Would have said okay. You would have sent it as company name, rename it as a company name. Now you got a table as company name. In this new table, you should go to the column add columns. Under the add column, the fourth column is option index column. Add an index column, whatever you want to start from. You have the table ready. You can, I press Ctrl S, but you can actually save the changes if you want. Now go to the call center table, go to the home tab and say merge query, merge queries, then select company, select company, select company. There is nothing which is missing out here. Say okay. Now expand it, say expand option, use the expand option, and you only say index. And right now I forgot to rename it there, but don't worry about it, we can rename it here and we'll call it company ID. And let me rename it here also. So it's not that steps are on sequence, you can actually, some of the steps can be done without sequence. Close and apply. You will see it is loading the couple of times. 488 KB is the call center. So typically it might be having as 3 times of the time, but okay. You go to the relationship, you should be able to see a relationship between the company and the call center. Double click on this. It's on the company and company. Go ahead and make it on company ID and company ID. Now company ID is showing null out here. We might have to test that out, but right now go ahead and do it. Okay. One to many, the relationship seems fine. Okay. So this is how you have to do it. Okay. And if you have completed this exercise, it means you have understood it. Otherwise, go ahead and watch this video back and go ahead and practice that. So thanks for watching this video, and Inside AI ML welcomes you for this course and will try to keep you informed with more and more information about Power BI and how can you use that. So continue to watch this series. We will meet you in the next video. We will try to teach you DEX out there.